Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me today. So it's a beautiful day, beautiful morning, perfect weather, and we're on our way to the big city. That's right, we're going to the windy city of Chicago.
Start it up.
Kevin has no words because this has been stressful. And you can see we are so close from the top of this parking garage, but there is a spot.
Why is the pole here?
There's just a pole. So now we gotta get parked.
So part of me wants to see if I can turn it around now and not later. I want like a 400-point turn. But I figured right now, when I'm not tired and worn out, I'll be better at it than in 7 to 8 hours when I'm maybe not such a great mood about this.
Yes, so that's why he turned the truck around now and not later. That was a lot.
Future Kevin will really appreciate this. Welcome to Chicago. And the first step is to get here and find somewhere to park. And if you have a giant truck like us, it's kind of a challenge like you just saw. I was gonna share a tip with you on how we normally park our trucks, especially like when we went to New York and to Boston, and how it was super awesome and convenient, but this time it didn't work. Normally we go to a hotel and we use the valet service and we let them park the truck out in front for us, so we don't have to worry about parking our big truck in the city. Except for this time, when we got to Chicago, we could have done that. We went to the Hyatt and they were gonna let us park, but our truck didn't fit in their garage. So they found us a place right next door and you saw what happened. But now that we're parked, let's go explore Chicago. What do you think so far?
It's pretty cool, huh?
I know.
It's like Pittsburgh, but on a different level with their river stuff.
I know, every time we go to the big city, we're afraid we're not gonna like it because we don't know how to do big cities. And every time the big cities have been awesome. I know we just got here, but so far Chicago seems awesome. First stop, the Chicago riverboat tours. We learned our lessons in Washington, New York, and Boston not to walk so much in the beginning. So we're gonna start off by taking a cruise through the river in downtown Chicago. So that was the Chicago riverboat cruise. What did you think?
I thought it was pretty awesome. Lots of history.
And now we're very hungry. So we're gonna go find some local Chicago food. Just a quick walk across town. can't come to Chicago without having a famous Chicago hot dog. Are you ready for your Chicago dog?
I'm so ready. Pretty good. My instinct wants to put ketchup and mustard and mayo on it, but I did read the menu and it said ketchup is strictly forbidden.
Yes, they are very much against ketchup on hot dogs in Chicago. Lunch is over. It was awesome. Definitely a different take on hot dogs. Now we're going to explore the rest of the city by tour bus. We're going to get the double-decker hop-on, hop-off tour bus here in Chicago. We're not from Chicago. I know nothing about Chicago or any of the cities we've ever visited. But when you do like the hop-on, hop-off bus tours, they have an app you can download. It tells you where the bus is, it tells you where the route is, it tells you how to walk from place to place. If you ever come and do the hop-on, hop-off tours at any city, download the app. It's so easy, even us people from Texas can figure the big city out.
So here's your pro tip for the bus and even the river tour. Do not buy the tickets in advance online. Even though they say that there's a savings, don't do it. Because when we got here today, everyone who's 3 and up is supposed to pay, but when we went to go pay the person, they said, don't worry about your 2 oldest kids. They're young, we're not gonna make you pay for them. So we were able to save quite a bit of money by not having to pay for Ashlyn and Kayla.
$60 to be exact.
Yeah, so it was well worth the savings to not buy our tickets in advance.
I'm also slightly convinced that they don't actually check the tickets ever. If you just walk up and act like you're supposed to be here, they let you on because you have to carry this ticket around all day. And sometimes you use your phone with the app, you pull it out to show it and they're like, just come on on.
Yep, it's very true. Also, the only way to see a city is from a rooftop bus or the river. The river was a cool way to see it too, but much prefer this over walking because you can actually see the buildings and enjoy it versus being so close up to them and having to look up and not really be able to appreciate the building. So this is a great way to tour the city.
We're from Texas. When we walk through the city, it looks just like this. We don't even know which way we're walking because all we can do is look straight up. That is the Sears Tower. Did y'all see all those buildings? Our first stop on the hop on, hop off tour is Millennium Park. You can't come to Chicago without seeing the famous bean. Are y'all ready?
Here it is.
That's right, we came all the way to Chicago and we can't see it right now because there's construction.
You can see some of it.
There it is, that's the bean. So that's unfortunate because I had high hopes of us having an epic picture of the reflection of the bean in Chicago and us paving our new path.
Darn. At least we did get to see a little bit of it though. I would have been real sad if it would have been completely blocked off. So we got a sneak peek.
Next up, something fans of Married with Children will recognize. Do y'all remember the fountain from Married with Children? Don't let her confuse you. We had to watch this for her to remember the fountain.
I didn't remember it being in it, but I do remember the song. They go together like a horse and carriage.
Dun, dun, dun.
Something.
This is about as good as our cheer song.
Have one without the other.
Right behind you is the fountain.
Yes.
And what do you think that is over there?
Looks like the ocean to me.
So that is Lake Michigan. And did you know, right about there, you see that little thing right over there? That's where we were the other day in Indiana Dunes, looking over here at the city.
Oh, yeah, when we could see the city skyline. Oh my gosh.
It's hard to see now.
That's crazy.
But it's like right there is Indiana Dunes State Park. You can see a thing. Y'all probably can't, but I can.
You said it was like 40 something miles,
it's
right?
like 40 miles, like, it's more than 40 miles if you drive. It's 40 miles like line of sight.
Great, yeah. That's crazy.
All right, that's a wrap here on Millennium Park. Back to the bus. Good news, bad news maybe.
Uh-oh.
We found our bus stop. The buses don't run anymore, but they're on their last run. There's a chance that we see a bus in 8 to 11 minutes, or it doesn't stop at this stop after 5 o'clock and skips to the next one, and we're at a spot that it doesn't come to anymore.
Oh no.
Because it says 8 to 11 minutes, and then it says unavailable also, like maybe it doesn't come here anymore, and the next stop tells you when it's gonna be there, but this one says the last stop was 4:31.
Should we go to the next stop?
We cannot walk faster than the bus.
Oh.
In 8 to 11 minutes, a bus will pick us up, or in 8 to 11 minutes, we're on our own.
A bus will drive on by. So if we're on our own, what's our game plan?
I don't know, there's no more buses. Like,
Do we get a taxi? How does this work with kids?
it says 3 minutes. That means it's still coming, hopefully. I hope you're here.
Please pull over, please pull over, please. Fingers crossed. Gosh, she put her blinker on. Oh, thank goodness.
This, unfortunately, is not our next stop. We've actually gone nowhere. This is where we got on the bus, and this is where we got back off the bus. The bus broke down, so now we're waiting on a replacement bus to come get us. Welcome to bus number 2, and the one that's not broken down.
Hey!
Unfortunately, we were cutting it close on all the things we want to do today, but now this is officially the last ride we get. So whenever we get off, the buses are not running anymore, so once we get off the bus, we're on our own in Chicago.
Yeah,
Yeah? What are you gonna do?
I think I'll just take walking all day.
Just walking all day.
But then take some breaks.
Soldier Field, where the Bears play. We were gonna go to Navy Pier, but because the bus broke down and it changed our plans, we're skipping the Navy Pier, and that's because we want to go up and explore the skyscraper views at the next stop. So the good news is we made it to our next stop. The bad news is we're on our own from now. Like, the bus is done running, so when we're done here, we have to find our way back to our truck. But we're here, so let's enjoy here. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready. It looks so huge.
We're going to the top of that. Are you excited?
A little bit. That looks a little nerve-wracking. Oh my gosh.
We're only doing it because you said do it.
I said do it?
Yeah.
I said I was indifferent. I remember that.
So not only are we up here at the top of this building, there's a section where you can tilt out over the edge that we're doing. It's called the tilt. And Alicia made us sign up for it.
Did not. Lies, you tell.
Are y'all ready to tilt? So what'd you think about the tilt?
It was pretty terrifying, but it was over before you knew it. So it wasn't like, they didn't let you like linger, but it definitely got to you. Like Ashlyn, she had to back away because she got a little scared of it, but I think it was fun. I just kind of wish we had done Chicago before we went to New York, because it doesn't feel like we're very high up in the sky after we went to the One World Trade Center building. That's my only con.
This is pretty cool, but definitely the New York is It's just different. It's the same thing. It's just New York is so big.
Right, right. And this definitely, it was cool to see it at night because we got to see all the lights and the moving traffic and everything, so that was cool. But yeah, we should have done New York next.
I guess what she's saying is this is really cool, but it's not as cool if you've already seen World War Trade Center and the whole skyline of New York.
Exactly.
Which is funny because on the bus tour, she said Chicago is really tired of being second place in New York and everything. And I'm sorry, Chicago, but your skyscraper views are second place.
Yes, our tour guide was very pro Chicago and not so pro New York. So there's definitely some rivalry there, I think.
What is that?
The bean.
It's called the bean.
It's the bean.
What's it called?
Bean.
The bean. What's it really called? You looked it up.
The bean.
No, what was it called? The cloud something? Something?
Oh, I already forgot. I hope I said it on video. I don't remember.
The bean.
They found one that was a piggy bank. It was called the Bean Bank.
Now that we've seen all of Chicago from the sky, there's only one thing left to do. We have to find us some Chicago deep dish pizza.
I can't wait. I love deep dish pizza. It's gonna be great.
What do you think's gonna be better, the hot dog or the pizza?
Pizza for sure. Come on, pizza.
Here's a question. Was Chicago's hot dog better than New York's hot dog?
Yes, I absolutely think it was. I loved the peppers and the relish and all the good stuff on it.
You hear that, Chicago? You're not second place in New York when it comes to hot dogs. How are we feeling about Chicago pizza?
I love it. I used to work at Barry's Pizza, so if anyone is from the Houston or Richmond area in Texas, you may know about Barry's Pizza. That's where I worked in college. We had that deep dish pizza that was excellent, and I haven't had it in years. It's so filling, like we ordered way too much, hence the doggy bag.
So now that we're full, the problem is we're 1.5 miles from the truck.
We're not walking 1.5 miles. I'm done.
Chicago has these bikes. There's like these rental bikes. You can rent them and ride them. So I was like, I'll just go rent a bike, ride back to the truck, and come pick them up. When I signed up for all the stuff, it's done by Lyft. Lyft was like, hey, you can ride a bike for $5 or we can drive you there for 15. So it looks like we're driving there for 15.
Yes, that's the much better way to do that. So we're not stuck here waiting on you, because I guarantee we would all be asleep by the time you got back.
Sorry, it's my first time using Lyft. I have to tell it where I want to be picked up.
Like we know.
I don't even know where I am. Like I'm on the third door from that sign. He's got so many stores here. I don't know where I am.
Do the Lou Pizzeria.
Yeah, there's.
We can just go stand in front of it. Oh, which one we're at?
Yes, I don't know which street we're on.
This is Cedar.
No, I didn't know this road. It's either State Street or Michigan Ave.
Well, go to our maps.
I'll be right back.
See where I am. While we wait, let me tell you some things I learned today on our tours. So, Wrigley's gum is from Chicago. It was actually sold with soap before it was just sold as gum. They said that he was trying to get people interested in the soap, or no, interested in the gum, so he put it with the soap. And then one person told us that he sold it as a 3. It was soap, the Wrigley's gum, and baking soda. I'm just over here rambling. That's definitely, don't use this.
So I found out I can just drag the pin to where I'm at. I don't have to know where I'm at.
Oh, okay.
So you can literally not know where you're at and know where you're at. Here we go. They're sending a driver. He'll be here in 5 minutes.
Did you tell him what kind of car we need?
I chose the biggest one.
Oh, okay.
It says it's six people.
Oh, okay. That should work.
So wish us luck on our first time with a Lyft driver.
We're like big city folk now. We don't need a car. We'll just lift and take a bus and all the things.
And now to pay for parking. $38 later. Now to go see if we can get the truck out of the garage. McLaren. That says McLaren.
The brake pads, are they pink or orange?
They're orange.
He just has a U.
Well, you know what this makes me feel? This makes me feel like we parked our truck in the right garage.
That's right.
If he can park here, they're not gonna touch the dually.
So pretty. You gonna give me one? I don't want one, actually. Pretty to look at, but I could never drive that. That would have to come with a driver for me. I mean, that could be you.
I'm a driver.
That could be you, yeah.
And now, to get this truck out of this garage.
Hey, you've got a lot more room this
I know,
time.
I know. I don't have to, there was cars here before. Now, it's gonna be pretty easy.
Yeah, much easier. Too bad it wasn't like this when we got here.
All right, let's see how many times this takes me to get that truck out of that spot. Well, that wasn't bad. That was only a 3-point turn. I'm really glad these cars weren't here when we got ready to leave. Anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed hanging out in Chicago with us. We love you. See you in the next one.